In Daniel chapter 6, we read of a very familiar story we've heard even whenever we were kids about Daniel in the lion's den. And, we've told our children this story and different things, but there's one area in here that it took me a couple times reading through in order for me to I guess, God to show this to me. I've actually preached a series on this now called The Window of Opportunity. But in verse number 7 of chapter 6, I want to read something here. All the presidents of the kingdom and governors and the princes and counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. So the thing that really, I guess, caught my attention as I read through this here a couple years ago was that this was a 30-day decree. Right? In other words, this was only for 30 days. So Daniel, in all actuality, could have said, I don't, it's not going to be a big deal for me not to pray for 30 days. I'll just go on 30 days of just maybe even just closing my windows and maybe doing it in secret where nobody knows about it. You see, us as men and women, we look at this situation as a problem. We look at this, whatever's presented itself to Daniel here, as Daniel had a problem here, but I believe that God looked at this 30 days as a 30-day opportunity to show himself real. And we all know what happens at the end of the story, and the things that how this testimony was a great testimony for this whole nation and for the king and for everyone. And what we have to realize is that if Daniel hadn't have been through what we would call this problem, then he would have never been able to have this great testimony to this nation. And I feel like a lot of times in our lives we look at things that come our way as problems, but God looks at them as opportunities. So I want to encourage you here today that if you have some valley or storm or something that may look impossible in your life right now, what men have meant for evil, God has meant for good. And I want to encourage you here today to be positive during this time. And at the end of this, what we would call a problem, but let's change it to God's point of view. At the end of this opportunity in your life, you'll carry out a testimony that people around you will see. I just want to encourage you today, be positive. Continue to look to God through this, because God's not looking at it as a problem.